coming to our channel. This is the series where we break down the classic Marvel Star Wars comics. We go over the script, we go over the artwork, and if you don't know, this comic series that ran from 1977 through 1986. So a show of hands, who here had read this first wave of Star Wars comics where we saw our very first expanded story?
All right, about half of you. Half of you pretty good.
All right, now today you are in for a huge treat. Not only do we have some special guests with us, but in this issue we are introduced to the Hoojibs. We're going to read through issue 55, Cliff.
Yes.
Now, I am Richard Oh, here we go. There I am. I am Richard Woloski. Please remain seated. I am the co-host of Skywalking Through Neverland and Star Wars Historian, where I've authored the books today in Star Wars history, and I'll have to add this into August.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Now, everyone, please give a huge round of applause to my sweetie wife, Sarah.
I'm the co-host of Skywalking Through Neverland. I'm also the art and technical director of our show, and I never read these comics as a kid. I never did. So who here has never read these comics like me? Yeah, all right. Awesome, you're with me. All right. What now? Oh, that was an announcement. Okay. All right, well, with us today, we have some very special guests. We have Anna Graves sitting right next to me.
Thank you.
She is the voice actress of many of your favorite Star Wars characters.
I came from Mandalore to be here. Duchess Satine of Mandalore.
I've waited so many years for her to say that.
She's also on one of my favorite games of all time, Disney Infinity. And she is Princess Leia.
Into the garbage, fly boy.
Carrie? Oh my goodness.
I'm channeling Carrie.
Also, little known, Anna Graves is also on our show, Skywalking Through Neverland.
Yes, I had the best time, and they treated me to trivia, and I was so nervous, but we had a lot of fun.
That's episode 519. So, Anna, how would Satine and Leia say hello to the Rebel Scum audience right here?
Satine would say, welcome to you all. And I think Princess Leia would say, welcome.
Yeah,
She's a little bit more diplomatic. Yes. Or she would say, I smelled your foul stench the moment you stepped on board.
Whoa, that applies even more and more as you get further and further into the
Then,
game.
you know, people walking out, but she's always there.
And we have another special guest with us. Everyone, this is Jeff Caffrey from the Virtual Cantina Network. Okay, so, wait, say that again. How would Jeff Caffrey say hello to the Rebel Scum audience? Hello.
Oh, very nice. I was going to say, Duchess.
There's kids in the audience. Half ours. Okay?
Oh.
Now, in these classic Marvel Star Wars comics, we have a great time connecting these comics to future films and TV shows and comics. Because as we found out, the people at Lucasfilm go, oh, I'll take one of those, I'll take one of those, and I'll take one of those. Namely, the Cloud Riders that we see in Solo, a Star Wars story. Those were plucked from the classic Marvel Star Wars comics. And then who sat right up in Skeleton Crew when John Nanawa said his alias was Crimson Jack.
We went crazy.
Crimson Jack, yeah, one of our favorite Star Wars characters. And then there's Jackson. Jackson right over here. Thank you for giving Jackson's applause. His due, yes. Thank you.
All right, today we are breaking down issue number 55, Cliff. So I'm going to read a short summary here, and then we'll get into it. All right, here we go. Princess Leia Organa leads a survey team to the forest planet known as Arbra. It is her hope to establish a permanent Rebel Alliance base after having been forced to evacuate their previous outpost on Hoth. Leia's crew discovered that the woods are inhabited by small telepathic, bunny-like creatures known as Hoojibs. Getting nourishment from feeding on electricity, Hoojibs drain all of the power from Rebels' equipment and weaponry. The head Hoojib, Cliff, explains to Now they all have to work together to rid this creature and potentially form a new race.
And the audience gasps. Not only are there connections to future Star Wars shows and TV shows, but if you're wondering where Harry Potter got the name Slytherin, the sliveless creature right over here. Now I'm totally making that up, so no one make note of that, okay? All right, well what is canon and what is factual, this issue came out on October 20th, 1981, written by David Michelini, artwork by Walt Simonson and Tom Palmer, editor-in-chief, Jim Shooter. Moment of silence for Jim Shooter. Cover art by Walt Simonson.
Well, speaking of cover art, here we are. This is our cover, and in every episode of Classic Comics Comments, we all comment on this cover. So I'll start and give an idea. So, from an artistic standpoint, this cover is awful. I just don't think, where is the focal point? It bothers me so much because there's been so many amazing classic Marvel and Star Wars comics covers. Now, I feel like the only cool artistic idea, though, is that the background appears inside the letters of Star Wars. And you have like those three colors, those blue, green, and brown that meet like right in the middle of the logo. So I do like that idea, but otherwise the whole thing is a little muddy, considering they actually used a lot of that brown. All right, and there's Chewie there in the bottom right. I didn't see him until about 10 times after looking at this cover.
I bought this issue in 1981. This is the first time I remember seeing Scum on there. My goodness. All right, now let's switch things over to Anna. Anna, what is your impression of this cover art?
It looks exciting because they're mid-battle, right? They're being attacked by the bad guys. So I think they're trying to entice us with adventure, danger, which I feel. And I really love, does Leia have is that her vest? Is that is it a vest or a jacket?
You know,
it does look like her hawk
It
vest.
does look a little like a vest, but it's like open, right?
She's
like in battle.
She's in action.
Yeah.
So I feel the craziness of hot. I feel I don't know what that weed is that's coming.
I think that's the swivelet wings.
Is it? Is that
Yes.
the wings?
See, I'm confused.
I was confused, yeah. And then my eye immediately just goes upward, and then I'm like, oh, 3PO and R2D2. And they're just sort of stuck there.
All right, Jeff Gaffney.
I'm getting a lot of Fortress of Solitude vibes from that. And a little bit of maybe a stingray or some kind of fish creature as opposed to a flying creature with this green and blue thing. That sort of thing. Yeah, definitely Fortress of Solitude. And I do like the image in the text, but I don't know if that's the right place for that. In terms of the colors, like you said, and the way it's sort of hard to read.
I like the concentration of the lasers being pointed at one focal point, and then it kind of exploding in light. I do love that.
All right, I'm going to keep things positive. All 107 issues, this is my least favorite. All right, because like we've said, the cover, yeah. Even when I bought this at the age of, I never knew what was going on. What are we looking at here? Is that a creature? Where does it start? Where does it end? And there's no familiar characters that I could have seen in 1981. I didn't see Chewie until 3 minutes ago. Didn't know that was Leia down there. We have R2 and 3PO out there, but I do remember pulling up my parents, my grandparents' closet reading this issue because I knew there was something coming called the Who Jibs. I'm very, very excited
Yeah,
about
where's
that.
the Who Jib on this cover? I guess it's supposed to be a little bit of a surprise later on.
All right, now this issue was adapted as a read-along storybook in 1983 as Planet of the Who Jibs.
Who here has read that storybook? Oh, nice! Well, if you haven't, should we give them a little preview?
Here's a little preview.
All right. Oh, just kidding.
Yeah, plug that in. Well, before you plug it in, let me say that the cast consists of.
Please hold for technical difficulties.
Wow. Corey Burton, as we know as Cad Bane,
Yes.
is Luke Skywalker, and Pat Paris is Princess Leia, and Tony Pope is C-3PO.
An amazed Princess Leia was handed the small captain.
Hey, this little guy can float, but our recon report said that Arbor contained no intelligent life.
The tiny Hoojib puffed a tiny huff.
I am this wild creature, and I dare say more intelligent than that shaggy beast that grabbed me.
Those are big shoes to follow, Anna. Big shoes.
And the funny thing is, it's because this was made when I was a kid, so I feel my voiceover sounded like that. What's happening? They had that 1970s and 80s feel.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil the end of this read along, but in the end, the Hoojib see the big Statue of Liberty in the ocean. Wait, hold on. That's Planet of the Apes. I'm so sorry. Yeah, wrong podcast. All right, but here the Hoojibs speak, and they speak, whereas the issue, they speak telepathically.
Oh, that's true.
So yeah, they have an audio of a creature speaking telepathically.
Wouldn't quite work.
No, not at all. Have the record be silent.
Yeah.
All right, with that,
Yes.
everyone, hold on. Buckle yourselves in. Well, let's unplug that. So don't play
Oh, yes,
over
thank
there.
you.
All right, everyone, once again, buckle yourselves in. This is gonna be fast and furious. Oh, this should be the name of a movie.
Oh, maybe a whole series.
Okay, this is the episode, the issue called Pliff. On the planet Arbra, Leia, Chewbacca, C-3PO, and several rebel soldiers move through the forest on hover bikes. If you look very down below, you'll see a Hoojib hiding in there.
Oh, yeah.
Much
the
like
bottom left corner.
in Return of the Jedi, you see the Ewoks hiding in plain sight before you actually see them.
Yeah, I feel like now this would make a cute cover. I feel like this should be the cover of the whole issue. Chewie and Leia are on a buddy mission. That's what it looks like. Through the woods on speeder bikes. Oh my gosh, how fun is that? Yeah, I know. See, the Hoojib should be there. I'm very, very intrigued. So those two bunnies in the bottom left foreground, that would bring me in as a kid. Yeah.
Not that big green creature where you don't know the head or tail is.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the Alliance is there to scout a new rebel base, and the narration reads, the planet is called Arbra, although some of the Rebel Alliance have nicknamed it Salvation. This may be the perfect place if Leia and her fellow rebels are willing to pay Salvation's price. Okay, note, that does not pay off. All right, Leia, who looks like she's rolled up on a Tron light cycle, she tells the team that this looks like a good spot here. And C-3PO is also sitting on a light cycle or a bike.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah. He thinks this plan also looks perfect, and Chewie disagrees with a Jeff Caffrey, everybody. However, Leia thinks he just doesn't like these Hoojibs as one of these small creatures jumps up on a bike looking oh so cute. So the rebels then set up camp before nightfall.
Look at how cute they look, those little Hoojibs. I wonder what they model. I mean, obviously they model it after bunnies, but I feel like there's another creature mixed in there.
Yeah. Well, at Galaxy's Edge, you're leaving money on the table by not producing these things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, Hoojib climbs his way to the top of Chewbacca's head, and a soldier says,
Oh, is that me?
that's you.
Okay. Looks like you found a friend, Chewbacca. Maybe he thinks you're his mother.
Chew laugh track from the audience. But then Chewbacca growls with a let's not be happy here. Ben Burke no longer needs you, okay? Meanwhile, Leia tells another Hoojib that she can't play right now since she has to send a transmission to the fleet. The transmission finds its way to Luke Skywalker, who is seated at a communication monitor on a medical frigate.
Awesome. Now we get Luke in this comic. So cool.
Now Luke doesn't like Leia's plan of moving the fleet, and if they don't get her signal, then they'll just keep on moving. So Leia's gonna set up a signal, and if they don't get it, that means the fleet just keep on trucking.
Right.
All right, now let's go to this next frame here because I don't get what I'm looking at.
All right.
What is happening here? There's a mini tiny Lando Calrissian in the bottom left-hand corner. Who's actual size, Lando or Luke?
Yeah.
It's a giant
so
Luke.
Weird.
Yeah, it's like Gulliver's Travel all of a sudden.
Yeah, I didn't even notice Lando there, and my question is, in this next panel, where did Luke's seat go? In the top right panel, like all of a sudden, he's just like midair as he's talking to Lando.
Jumping out of it.
Yeah, it's very weird.
That would have cost money.
Yeah.
We can draw the action lines in.
The
Yeah.
first panel is just an action figure.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Action figure.
Oh, Kenner, look at that. Marvel and Kenner working at it again.
Love it.
All right, Luke jumps down to meet Lando, who is preoccupied in his own thoughts. He tells Luke that he's been feeling guilty ever since they left Cloud City and wishes there were more he could do to help. Now, I think he's helping on a great deal by propping up Luke Skywalker. Luke is doing some kind of a Jedi backbend there. And we get an R2 builder to verify if astromechs can roll up at a 45-degree angle.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen an R2 unit do that, but you know what? Classic Marvel Star Wars comics to the rescue. They're gonna show us what's what. Now, Luke wishes Lando good luck as the Falcon is lowered into the launch bay and majestically soars out into deep space.
Look at that bottom panel, everybody. If you just, if you took that out as like a poster, I could see that as a poster on your wall. A lot of these classic Marvel panels are really beautiful.
Reminiscent of some of the artists. That has these spaceships.
Yeah, absolutely. Who has artwork like this? Not quite.
Everyone's raising their hands.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right, Luke watches the Falcon blast away.
Woo! And this shot, it reminds me of the end of The Empire Strikes Back, where Luke and Leia, they're all looking out at space.
Giant nebula. All right, Luke says to R2 that he wishes he were going with Lando, but it's too soon after the skirmish on Skiva. He has to stay and file briefing reports. See, we're seeing a whole new side to Star Wars. It's not all lightsabers and space battles. There's paperwork to be done in Star Wars. Where's this Disney Plus episode?
And who does this paperwork?
The violent clerks of Star Wars. Who would watch that?
He does the paperwork.
And once again, everyone's raising their hands.
And, oh.
All right, TK, get in here. Things are gonna get wild, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, yes sir. All right, R2 offers an emphatic Jeff Caffrey, everybody.
R2 and Chewie are Jacob is
All right, Luke says, thanks R2, I can always count on you to lend a sympathetic hearing capacitor. All right, Marvel, you can type this stuff, you just can't say it.
Yeah.
All right, back on Arbor. Survey team can't sleep. Well, they can sleep, they're fast asleep there. A guard stand on patrol. Little furry silhouettes scurry and climb on the dormant machinery, including a sleeping C-3PO. Or the droid suddenly awakens and screams. Okay, who can do a good 3PO? I want to hear it, oh my word.
Anybody?
I like it.
What?
Oh, there you go.
Coming alive. Help.
That was very, very good.
That was. I feel like the writer really had some voice in his head. Yeah, he must have had Jeff in his head.
How many of us go through the day without saying, I got Jeff in my head? I don't know, like every single day. All right, suddenly, floodlights fill the campground, then shut off. A soldier named Bert says they lost power. Now, here's the Fatum fast fact. That's where we stop and give a little backstory on this. The name Bert, the soldier named Bert, spelled the same way that sound designer Ben Burt is spelled. B-U-R-T-T. Marvel calling out the hires, the people at the crew of Star Wars. At this point, Oscar winning Ben Burt.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Awesome.
All right. Another soldier points out that it's the high-energy eating Hoojibs who drain the power on the blasters. Before the Hoojibs can scamper away, Chewbacca grabs one.
Ugh.
Chewie, not a port, Chewie.
It's not pork, and Chewie's not a hut either, so what are you doing grabbing Hoojibs? I don't like that.
No, don't, no, oh my goodness.
I know.
All right, see, he said that and they walked away. We didn't mean to disregard Hoojibs. They're coming. All right, Chewie holds the little bunny creature up to his face, and the narration reads, though he finds the aftermath of that action somewhat unanticipated. This is like Oscar-winning stuff.
It is.
All right, speaking telepathically, the Hoojib says,
Oh, do put me down, won't you? That's a good fellow.
and Chewbacca says, and then Leia exclaims,
It talks telepathically.
Of course I talk. Most civilized beings do, you know. And by the way, that's if, not it.
Help explain is the spokesman for those called hoojibs. Now I'm learning something here that they don't call themselves hoojibs, it's everyone else that calls them hoojibs. All right, now Anna, if you were a hoojib, what would you call yourself?
June. I would flip it around and do it backwards.
Oh, nice. All right, Anna, do you have Pablo Hidalgo's phone number? Yeah, someone give him a call. All right, Leia is confused by all this since their scans showed no signs of intelligent life or technology. And Pliff responds,
My good creature, since when has intelligence required technology? It seems to me that the opposite case is more accurate.
everyone take that wisdom in, okay? Give it a second. All right, Leia says,
But that still doesn't account for your making a midnight snack of our power supplies.
Pliff then continues by offering an apology for eating their power and an explanation. They have existed for countless centuries because they don't need technology since they are power feeders. And they don't need cell phones either, or this TikTok business. I'm sorry, commentary. All right. Pliff then gives a little backstory of how they get their energy. Basically, they take their energy directly from crystals, which draws energy from the planet's core and transforms it into electricity and releases it into harmless high-altitude lightning. The hoojibs then gnaw on power rods for nourishment. Give everyone a couple seconds to write that down. That'll come back on the test.
Yes. Now this middle panel though is so pretty. Look at that. It's like ice crystal cave. It's really neat, and it kind of reminds me of the Eye of Aldani on the Android. Yeah? See right there? Yeah, it's cool. And actually the Aldani, I looked it up, and crystals are interacting with the planet in the comic. Well, Aldani, this event occurs when billions of tiny unstable crystals pass through Aldani's atmosphere. So perhaps they got a little inspiration from the classic Marvel Star Wars comics.
Take that in.
Yeah.
All right. Leia then asks Pliff,
That's me.
But with so much food at home, why hit us for dinner?
Pliff says it was because of the Slitholith.
Livelith.
Yes. Just then, a large flying creature swoops down on a rebel camp with a scrap. It grabs a soldier with one of its many tentacles. Before it can fly off with its prey, Chewbacca reaches up and grabs it. A soldier informs Leia that his blaster still works. Leia says,
Then stop talking, man, and get out of the way!
Leia blasts the creatures with a, oh yeah, this is your part, audience.
Sa-chow.
Everyone say it, Sa-chow.
Sa-chow.
Which causes the sliver to drop the soldier on top of Chewbacca with a
The bone.
the bone. The great creature flees into the forest. And Leia says to Pliff,
Cliff, my friend, I don't think you've told us everything.
Pliff then gives some background on the Slitholith, that it doesn't have much of a mind, but it was able to pick up some muddy telepathic images. So we have Pliff, he's tapping into its mind.
Yeah. Apparently, the monster drifted through space in a sort of hibernating state for quite a number of years.
A gravitational pull drew it down to Arbro, where it sought the warmth of the power rods and forced the hoojibs from its cave. This was why they tried eating the powers from the rebels' camp. Leia says she understands and agrees to help Pliff and the hoojibs. Now, the rebels have to find energy to power the radio they call the fleet. What's gonna happen next? People are on the edge of their seats.
Uh-oh.
Thank you, Jeff, for crystallizing that. We'll find out right after we pause for a commercial break.
That's right.
Now, this Marvel Hostess crossover ad is titled Captain Marvel in Flea Bargaining.
Now, if you guys remember, if you read the classic Marvel Star Wars comics, you would get a little commercial, right? The middle of the comic.
Yeah, so we're gonna gender swap Captain Marvel here, okay?
Yes, yes.
We all know the movies right now more than the comics.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll read the narration. Anna, if you want to take on Captain Marvel
Excellent.
and woman number 1. And
Got it?
Sarah, you can do person 1 and 3.
Okay.
And Jeff, how about you do person 2 and 4? Gotcha. All right, now, we open on the world's largest flea market on a peaceful afternoon when suddenly,
What's that?
Good grief, it's the giant flea market eating flea.
He devoured the English town flea market last month. Run!
There's Captain
Captain Marvel soars through the sky and heads right for the giant hovering flea. She grabs a net from one of the vendors.
She's taking stuff off our stands without even bargaining. Captain Marvel.
Knock it off, she's trying to help.
Captain Marvel quickly constructs a giant bug catcher. Adam, if you construct a giant, there we go.
Captain Marvel's building a trap.
Yeah, but it's gonna make that flea fall for the trap. What's gonna make that flea fall for the trap? Those are one-line.
Captain Marvel throws out several packs of Hostess Twinkies for the flea.
With the help of these golden hostess Twinkie cakes, I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
These Twinkies cakes are irresistible. Oh, the light golden sponge cake and cream filling are delicious.
Told ya.
As the giant flea is devouring Hostess Twinkies, Captain Marvel springs the giant bug catcher and the terrorizing flea is caught. Wait, hold on a second. Hey, Chris, come over here and give me the giant terrorizing flea. Yes, stand right over there? Yeah. Okay, so you want everyone to stand right over here. So Captain Marvel. Okay. Uh-oh, here comes the flea. Captain Marvel, quick, spring that trap.
We're saved thanks to some ingenious flea bargaining and these hostess Twinkie cakes.
You get a big delight of every bite of Hostess Twinkies cakes, and the crowd goes wild. And the same question comes up every single time we look at these. Where do these superheroes get these Twinkies cakes all of a sudden? They got no belts, they got no pockets.
No pockets.
Where Spider-Man all of a sudden whip out some cakes?
Cases of hidden somewhere.
Where are they secreting these?
Hey, oh! Thank you, everyone. Good night. Now, let's get back to the show.
Okay, back to the story. Okay.
All right. The next morning, Sarah has calmed down her language, and the rebels and the Hoojibs return to the cave. Now, they have to lower the Slivelet out so they can recharge their blasters using the power rods. The Hoojibs do their part and race up to the cavern entrance. Pliff exclaims,
Let's show that grabbing villain what it means to incur a Hoojib's wrath.
the audience, this is you guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Here we go.
everyone go, Sree!
There we go.
The battle cry of the Hoojibs.
Yeah. Very nice.
Much to Pliff's surprise, their battle cry worked. Thank you, audience. You're the same the galaxy.
Excellent.
The Slivelet comes flying out of the cave with a skeeyaw. And the Hoojibs flee with a. The rebel soldiers throw spears at the creature, and it is distracted. Leia and Chewie run into the cave to recharge their blasters. Things are looking up until one of the soldiers is killed by the Slivelet swing.
No.
A tentacle reaches out and grabs Pliff. Leia shouts,
Hey, put that Hoojib down.
okay, now, are you guys getting aliens vibes here? I think this is where Ripley got this line. You what, Sarah?
Oh, I don't know. Whoa.
Bad batch. Get away from her, you bad batch.
Nice. Perfect. All
I think
right.
Anna needs to do voiceovers for you, Sarah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Alright. Laser hits the tentacle with a scratch, causing the Slivelet to drop Pliff.
Oh, I thank you. That was most kind.
The creature turns to Leia and chases her into the cave.
Ooh, check it out though. I love this panel, this top panel here. I think it's my favorite of the whole book, where you get this silhouette of Leia. She's all curvy and cute, and then the creature's coming after her. It's very nice. Lots of movement.
Leia, Chewbacca, and Gemmer, who's one of the soldiers, they stop in their tracks as they see the giant, colorful crystal rods. Leia lays out a plan to the others as the winged creature finds them. Leia and Gimmer begin firing at the Slivelet as Chewbacca grabs a handful of trailing tentacles.
That is a cool panel too. Oh, go ahead. Were you gonna say something, Jeff? Oh, okay. Grabbing out those tentacles. All right.
Alright, the Slivelet shuttle then slams into a jungle of towering razor-sharp rods with a... Okay, audience, you need to do this part, okay?
Very good one. Wait, do that again now. Nice.
All right, but I still can't tell which end is up on this creature.
Hey, yeah, where the wings go?
It's his final moments, and I can't pay respect because I don't know what I'm looking at.
Oh, yes.
So the consonants usually in, I think, this scenario are a suggestion, but never an exact magical answer. So I just think, like use the first consonant and the last. So.
Oh, no.
Getting some inside tips here.
Voice acting tip.
I love
Or
it.
comic book lovers.
All right, so audience, next time you get no excuse, okay?
Yeah.
All right. A single scream, audience. Lingers, then fades, absorbed by the crashing din of shattering crystal and the savage crackle of energies unleashed. Jeff, what would energies unleashed from this lip sound like? That was good too. That was good too, Jeff. All right, Chewie then gives a very ambiguous. I can't tell what he's saying here. I can't tell from his expression. Is he happy? Is he not happy?
It's got like this. What? No,
It's an unhappy smirk.
Yeah, he's saying, you know what? Why aren't those food chips on the front cover? You know, we're saying it. He's following it.
Absolutely.
I will not let that go. I'm sorry. All right, now, Gimmer then realizes that this cave would make the ultimate rebel base. It has warmth, power, and it's deep enough to resist Imperial probes. All right, Liv speaks up and says what we're all thinking.
Might I remind you that this is our home?
Oh, slam. Yeah, no squatting here. The rebel soldiers grab their spears and declare that they are tired of running. And Cliff comes back with a...
Then it appears, gentlemen, that the battle is not quite over. We only want the women. No, I'm sorry.
What page are you on?
No, just a gentleman is talking. There's like a female
There are-
ruler,
no.
there's Leia. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's all.
It is. Because you need the women in there too. All right, the fierce Hoojips face off with the potential rebel squatters.
Look at that, look at the
Oh, would you want to go face to face with that? Okay, and then who would come face to face with that? What would be your first impression?
To pick them up and pet them.
Yes.
They're so cute.
Yes.
They look sad.
It looks like they're gonna attack you with rabbits.
Oh, there's a good crossover.
That would be so fun.
All right, somebody get on that. All right, Leia intervenes with...
Stop it. Cliff's right. The Empire's taken away our homes, and we won't stoop to their level by doing the same to someone else, even if it means starting all over again.
She leads the rebels out of the cave and shouts back.
Farewell, Hujits. We wish you well.
Someone there has one person who's got any common sense is Leia.
Uh-huh.
Who is a woman. You're right. Bring the woman
Save us
in.
all.
She got everybody on Endor together, I'm just saying. There were situations.
Very, very true. Now, okay, here we go. Here we go. After a moment of thinking it over, Cliff offers.
On the other hand, what is a home without guests? Indefinitely.
Leia says.
Cliff, I think I love you.
All right, now you gotta know that someone at Marvel had drawn up a panel that says, I know. It was rejected. In fact, we'll say that we got this out of the garbage. See, it's right there. Yes. We saved it for this panel here. You're welcome. All right. Days later, the rebel fleet returns to Arbra and receives the good word that the search for a new base is over, and the rebels exclaim, everyone, hooray!
Hooray!
Now, going to the epilogue. The Millennium Falcon races through the Vespene clouds toward a familiar floating city. Piloting the ship is Lando Calrissian, who finds it odd that he hasn't encountered a single bit of resistance as he lowers the ship on a landing platform. Cloud City is deserted. He has to find out why, or his curiosity will kill him. which it just may if the sinister shadow that stalks silently towards him doesn't do the job first. Next issue, Coffin in the Clouds. The end.
That was an exciting issue.
We're so glad that you guys were here for it. Anna, what are your afterthoughts on this?
I would read the whole series. I would read the whole series.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I think that, I love comic books, and I think looking back on some of these older stories that, I missed out on, I think it would be new and exciting and fun. And I love most of these heroes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think of the artwork?
The artwork, like you were saying, based on what I saw on the cover, I was pleasantly surprised when I looked inside. So never judge a comic book by its cover.
Take away anything.
That would have been amazing.
That's the.
It's
This little like
the shards.
shards of, yeah, that part, that one.
Just do not say slip 3 times or Voldemort will show up. No, you don't. All right, Sarah, what are your afterthoughts?
Oh, okay. So I thought this was so exciting, this comic. Some of these comic books that we've covered, they get a little slow. It's like, oh, how many more pages left? But this one, you had just scene after scene that was exciting. And I love the Hoojibs because they defy most creatures because they were actually sentient. So I like the fact that they could communicate telepathically. And then also, one of my favorite moments, a lot of times in these comics, they're written a lot by men, and there's a lot of males in there, and all they do with the women are, either have them scantily clad,
Oh no!
or they just have Leia. So in this one, there's at least one female rebel officer there, and so that was that was the first time I think I'd ever seen a female officer.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff.
Yeah, it's very colorful. I love that. I love the Hoojib idea. It's very different from a creature in Star Wars. The main creature.
Little
The Hoojibs are very cute, very and nowadays we get more sort of back in the day we had Ewoks, but again these are smaller, cuter. I don't know.
And this was before Ewoks, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 81.
But the Sliveless is very kind of, it's almost out of Star Wars. It has more of a big kind of freaky creature look.
Great Mothra.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now, we've been waiting. We started this Classic Marvel comic series 10 years ago, 2015, and we've been waiting 10 years to cover this moment. And I couldn't think of a better convention to do it with a better. I couldn't get better guests. There's no way we got a better guest and a better audience. This is reminiscent of the first draft of Return of the Jedi, where Leia led the scouts down to Endor, and the whole first third of the script was Leia leading trying to find the bunker.
Right, yeah, and running into creatures.
And running into creatures, it did remind me of that very much so. I was surprised that she didn't offer them food.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, exactly.
Well, she didn't offer them food, they stole food.
That's true, that's true.
The electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whereas in the Return of the Jedi, which was written around this time, this is too similar. I'm wondering if someone at Lucasfilm said, we're not going to use this plot line anymore, so why don't you go ahead? So we're actually seeing an adaptation of that first draft of Return of the Jedi. Speculation, of course. Speculation. All right. And okay, who here had never read this issue before? Did you enjoy it?
You guys like it?
Did you guys know what a Hoojib was before this?
Oh,
But
no.
now we all want to adopt one.
Yes.
Now, Ruth Marchand right over there, he is wearing one of our original, the team Hoojib buttons were at Celebration. We went big time in 2015, one of those conventions, and we really went hard in trying to hashtag make Hoojibs canon, and we kind of heard on the inside that they did bring the Hoojibs back in the Book of Boba Fett because of our little campaign. So, thank you, Lucasfilm. We're gonna do it again and again. All right, everyone, thank you so very much. I am Richard Walsh. This is Sarah Lasky, Anna Grace, Jeff Taffer, and you are the Rebel Scum audience. Thank you so very much. classic Marvel Star Wars comics. Got a long way to go.